Hey everybody, how you doing? Big Joe here. Good. It is test number 3 today. I'm just John Dennison's on. John Gee, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. I'm monitoring both my Facebook. Yeah, I can see that's working a lot better now, so that's good on my Facebook personal timeline. I've got our channel connected through. Thank you to those people who have gone and subscribe to that. I'm just going to have a look in YouTube on our channel, and whoa, look at that. We have, although there's a slight delay there, there is a slight delay. So if let's add a public comment, test. So let's see what happens when we put a comment on from YouTube. There's about a 12 to 15 second delay from what I'd say in the studio and to what goes onto Facebook. There's a different time delay, and that's the same when we start. There's a different time delay for when we go live in the studio, for when it hits Facebook, for when it hits YouTube, for when it hits other channels. So I'm going to use Stephen Healy's great countdown timer next week to put that, because a minute timer, which means that we can pick up everything. So what should be happening now is I should be getting comments into the studio. So I'll put a test comment on. I'll put a test comment on my YouTube channel. Hardly, mate. People say, why do you practice these? We are practicing. People like to be involved, and there's nothing better than having your family and your friends and our followers to be involved in part of the process of getting things right. No problem at all. Not embarrassing at all, actually. It's far from. It's the opposite. So I have put a test, as you can see there in YouTube, but that's not coming into my studio at the moment. So I see David Reese is there. So I'm assuming, and Lou, I'm assuming that both of those are through my personal timeline. So if I just go to Facebook and have a look, yeah, there's Louise and there is. So both of those comments that I can see in the studio have come from my Facebook personal timeline. If I go back in there then, because I've just seen Dave Toppin, David, yeah, and so David Toppin's comment is that is coming from my personal Facebook page as well. If anybody is on, I did put the link to our YouTube channel. It is live on YouTube, so we are simulcasting. So for those people who didn't see the first two today, thank you for joining us just now. What we're doing is a thing called simulcasting, where we have scheduled a live show out, and it's gone out to our Three Blokes, a Ball and Bod channel, and it's going to my Facebook timeline. I could have gone to Three Blokes, a Ball and Bod, or Ulster Rugby Show, or our Springbok and South African Rugby Roundup, or any of the others that we've got. We could do that simulcasting directly through to the two. So all of the comments are coming in directly into my studio. Dave Williams, I'm free. Yeah, but you're not cheap, brother. Tony Shep, T, can you put a T? Are you watching that on YouTube, mate? Can you put a comment up from? In fact, sorry, mate, don't bother. It is now kicked in. So what is happening here? Well, I'll tell you what. People like to be involved, so I'm going to show you. This is our virtual studio. This is how we control everything. And as you can see here, you'll be able to see the people who are commenting on Facebook have got an F, and the people who are commenting on YouTube, like Dave and Tony, you'll see the YouTube symbol. So I now know that I'm simulcasting to both at the same time. That's brilliant. I can see the comments coming in from both YouTube and on my Facebook. Like I say, Facebook page, my personal Facebook profile, but it could have been any of the Three Blokes pages and shows and things that we've got. Nigel, I'm considering a beer, mate. I think I'm surprised that you're just considering it, mate. I thought we would have started at 11 this morning. It's a Saturday. Your weekend starts on a Friday. You told me that. So why are you just considering it now? Angus, hey brother, how you doing? I'm stopping in there in South Africa, so that's coming through on Facebook. In fact, yeah, you won't see it there, but yeah, Dave Toppin went to, YouTube, and, yeah, you won't see it there, but yeah, went to, Dave Toppin went to, YouTube, and, yeah, you won't see it there, but yeah, went to, YouTube, and, yeah, you won't see it there, but yeah, went to, YouTube, and, yeah, you won't see it there, but yeah, went to, YouTube, and, yeah, you won't see it there, but yeah, went to, YouTube, and, that comment is coming in from YouTube. So there we go. That's absolutely fab, lads. Brilliant. So when we did test 2 today with Kigo, big thanks to Kigo for helping us for that. For some reason, it defaulted to my personal YouTube profile as Joe Shepherd, didn't kick into 3 Blokes. But final test of the day, practice makes perfect and all that. We have now successfully simulcasted through, so that's what we're doing. We will go through to YouTube and to Facebook from now on. We just need to get around some other Facebook issues, but it's working well. Huge thank you to Stephen Healy for keeping me right on the whole power things recently. And Dave Rees beam me up. Yeah, I tell you. In fact, I'm going to go back to Nigel, considering a drink beer. It's been a long wee wait, mate. I might have to nip out and get myself a couple of bottles of Malbec and some gin or something and kick on in. There we go. Got to get the dogs out first. Bud Light as well. Thank you to everybody, seriously, though, for Angus already having a cold one. Nige. No comment. There we go. So, Gerald Williamson. Good man, and Nav and Gerald, thank you. Everything seems okay. So there we go. So we can now see everything that is coming through. And if you've just joined us, we're just testing the simulcast process. So we can schedule a live show to go out on YouTube, on our new YouTube channel, 3 Blokes of Ball and Bod. It's got all the separate playlists in there for all the different shows we got, for the Springbok and South African Rugby Random Show with Andy Daniel, the Bucket of Ball and Bod, for the Ulster Rugby Roundup show with Nigel Quigley and with David Topping. We've got the Welsh one, which is on start. We've got all the 3 Blokes stuff. We've got Kigo and Big Joe show. We've got some stuff on. We've got some stuff there on for coffeedog.ie. Go and have a look at the playlist. Subscribe to the channel and let us know. So that's what we'll be doing in the future. We'll be going live on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Most grateful to everybody who has Johnny Whopper. Fab man, you're a good man, Tom. It was a gift. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it didn't show up on here actually. Obviously, gifts don't show up on there, night. Good man yourself. Yeah, David. Yeah, you and me both, mate. Looking forward to commentating today too. I have to say, huge thank you to Sean Maloney, rugby commentator, former Australian player, to Nick Mullins and to Sonia McLaughlin for their understanding kindness at our debacle on Thursday, which has only been lessened by A, their professionalism, B, David Topping holding it together until he got kicked out, and thirdly, last night we watched it was a 3-hour thing on telly on when TV goes wrong, and so it made me realise that actually it's one of those things. It's not the first time it's happened to us. I was just really frustrated because David Topping it was his first gig solo as a host, but we'll be back on. We've slotted another show in for Wednesday, the 5th of August, where we've got the great Nick Mullins, Sonia McLaughlin, and Sean Maloney back on, and that'll be 21:30 hours. So there we go, David. Yeah, good man, mate, putting that show together. So, top tip: don't post Facebook. Yeah, well, yeah, you can, but I won't see it till afterwards, mate. I think could be worse. Could be Kigo posting pictures of himself. Ooh, scary. There we go. And Louise on looking good on YouTube. Thanks, Lou. Listen, thanks to everybody. That's the final test for today, and it's all working really, really well. Yeah, yeah. Dave's taking man costumes. Well, what's going to happen in future is we're actually going to take that show and we're going to sort of look at people's comments that you're going to have to. It was more an episode of. It wasn't the only thing that went wrong that day. We did an intro with Randall Phillips and Brandon Smith for our Welsh Rugby Roundup show, the Dragons Balls, which starts in August. For the Facebook page, and the sync was out on that as well. It was about 8 seconds out. So if anybody here watching this today remembers Monkey, the TV program Monkey, sort of Japanese Chinese thing, with the lip syncing, and the lip sync was about 6 or 7 seconds out. It was the same for us, so we've had to redo that again. So it's been a long and interesting week, but we're getting there slowly. Please have a safe night. Thank you for everybody who has commented on both YouTube and Facebook. It is now working. We know what to do, and we'll see you very soon. Have a lovely weekend. Until then, I'm Big Joe Shepherd.